Temple podcast. I don't know if you tune in to the computer. I'm old, apparently, but yeah, here we are on the West Temple podcast, number 2. I'm really happy to be here, and I thought today we'd talk about the San Diego Padres because baseball is coming up, and I got producer Joe, who's one of the biggest longtime Padre fans I know. Known Joe a long time. We're just gonna start talking about my days as a Padre bat boy. If you didn't know that, I used to be a bat boy for the Padres from '85 to 1986, and we're gonna start. People always love the little stories, so I thought I'd throw some stories out there. And Joe, where are you? Are you there?
Here I am. What's up, buddy? Thanks for asking me on.
You'd be one of the first people I'd ask on, man. You're a huge fan, huge Padre fan. You stoked for the season?
I am. I've lived in San Diego my entire life. I've been a Padres fan my entire life, and we can get into this at a later point. I mean, I guess I'm an old man now, so I have my little frustrations with Major League Baseball as it is right now. But in the end, it's still baseball. It's my favorite sport. And my favorite thing actually to watch is Little League World Series. But still love baseball, man. Absolutely.
I feel the same about the current state of baseball. Like I say, I'd still watch. I love the game. But, yeah. And you're talking about growing up in San Diego and how lucky – are we to be from San Diego? Like,
yeah, amazing. When you see New York all snowed in, and we're here at 94 degrees today. I was at Seaport Village last night, and it was just gorgeous. It's
unbelievable.
We're spoiled, and we pay for it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep paying for it, man. I'm not leaving.
That's right.
Bounce out of Mexico. But yeah, we were going to talk about a little bit. Go ahead.
Sorry, there's a little bit of an audio delay here that you and I are getting used to, and it's all part of the starting a new podcast and getting used to all this. So I'll step on you, you step on me. Let's just step on each other, but we'll get through this, man. But one thing I definitely was hoping that you would cover on your show would be your bat boy days, as you just alluded to. How does one become a bat boy? Is that something that you were growing up wanting to do? How did you get that position?
Well, it's different for a lot of people. My particular instance, I went to Crest School in El Cajon, California, up on the hill. And the janitor there, it just so happened that his father, Ray Peralta, was the equipment manager for the San Diego Padres. He was actually the Pacific Coast Padres before that, and then he became the Major League Padres equipment manager in 1969. And Vic kind of moonlighted. Victor was the janitor at my school, and he moonlighted with his father. He janitor during the day, and he'd help his father at night do the equipment duties for the Padres. And so, this is back in probably 79, 80 is when I met Vic, and it was one day I was just hanging out after school, and he says, "Hey, buddy," he's like, "You like the Padres?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What about Dave Winfield?" And I love Dave Winfield. He's like, "Hey, help me clean this classroom up, and I got an autographed ball for you." So, I mean, I was all over it, like as any kid would be. And,
tell me you still have that ball.
I still have that ball. I did sell a lot of my memorabilia over the years, but that's one ball that I still have.
Sure.
I kept a lot of the Tony Gwynn stuff and all that. But so back to that. So I helped Vic, and he would just hook me up with autographs here and there and tickets to the game. And I think I was in 6th grade, ready to head off to Greenfield Junior High. And he said, "Hey, do you want to be a bat boy when you turn 16? He's like, "Give me your number and your address and all that." And I said, "Okay, of course I do, And so I go to 7th, 8th grade. I think I stopped by and saw him a couple times in that period of time. And then it was in 1985, I'd be a freshman at Granite Hills. And it was about halfway through the 1985 season, actually. So I did halfway through 85 all the way to 87. But I got a call, and I was sitting back just kicking it, watching the pregame show to one of the Padre games. And I get this frantic call from Vic. He's like, "Wes, it's Vic. Well, Vic, how's it going? He's like, don't worry. Hey, do you want that job still? We just let a bat boy go, and we need you. And so, I hung the phone up. Mom, I get in the car. We get down to the club. I'm just, beside myself. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even seem real.
Wow.
And then I walk into the clubhouse, and there it was. They threw on this baggy uniform that didn't fit me, and it was amazing.
That story was even more exciting to me than I expected because, there you are just sitting around, and then, hour or two later, I guess, you find yourself at Jack Murphy Stadium. It might have been San Diego Stadium at that point. I can't remember. But it definitely wasn't Snapdragon Stadium, that's for sure. But, Qualcomm. But I'm sorry, go on. That's exciting, man. That's totally cool.
Oh man, yeah, that's what I've thought about that over the years. From 1 minute I'm just sitting on a couch, just a goofy young kid, and next thing you know, I get in there and I see Vic. I'm like, he's like, here, you got to get down the field. Here's the uniform. Throw this on, and it's baggy. I look ridiculous. He's like, you'll be fine. Just go down. And I'm running down the corridor down onto the field, and it's just I can't even believe it. I'm floating. I take a left. I sit. I see see everybody: Terry Kennedy, Templeton, all these guys, Gwynn. And I sit on the bench, and the hair is just standing up on my arms, and I'm looking around, and taking it all in. And here comes Steve Garvey. He just strolls on up, as calm and cool as he was, and he's like, "Hey kid, could you warm me up?" And that was my first experience. Very first experience as a bat boy. I walk out of that clubhouse, that dugout, and all the jealous kids, envious kids were just staring at me, and
yeah,
and I'm like,
one of them was probably me.
Yeah. And I'm throwing this ball back and forth, and I'm like, you do not short hop Steve Garvey. Do not short hop. And what did I do? I did short hop him, but being the Gold Glove first baseman that he was, he picked it. So, and that was the first story right there. That was the beginning, and then
That's
just
so
going
freaking cool.
Yeah, and I introduced to the other bat boys, and there I am. One of the photographers of the Tribune took that of us. That was pretty cool.
You're back left as we see it now. You're back left.
With bleached blonde hair, putting lemon and sun in my hair.
Boy, the kid in the front right, he looks like Steve Finley a little bit.
Yeah, that was Todd Glick. I haven't seen. Yep. Todd Glick. I got a story I'll tell you when we get off out of here about him. It's a good dude, not a bad story. But that was Brant Bender and Paul King. I'm in touch with Brant Bender, and I cannot find Paul King. I'd like to get them all together for a little reunion.
On here. That
would be epic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a couple. Mark Medford actually was the visiting bat boy, which is a real cool job. Like, after the first year I was over with the Pods, I was like, man, it'd be nice to go over there and put a different uni on every time, and meet all the different players of baseball,
Yeah.
But and so that's where it started. Pretty much in '85 was when you still had all the people from the World Series team. They were all still there. Wiggins, he was still there. Who was Kruk hadn't been there yet, but amazing time.
Nettles,
Tempe. I actually got to do about 10 years ago up in Poway. We did a gig, and my buddy knows Tempe, Gary Templeton, and I actually got to perform stand-up for him. It was really cool.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice reunion of sorts. Say, I got a question because I don't know how this works. So you say that some of the kids put on the visiting players' uniforms to go help in that dugout, right?
Yeah.
Well, do they not have traveling bat boys? Because I'm seeing this, and that's definitely not San Diego. So how does that work?
That was Veterans Stadium, 1986, right there in Philadelphia. So what they do is the visiting, the San Diego Padres or the Major League Baseball. I don't know who he got paid by because it was another team. I have to ask him that. But they have a guy that's just there. There's just one guy, and then a lot of times the teams would bring a bat boy, but a lot of times on the road, when you're on the road, you don't have to do all the work. You're almost on vacation. You're like, they tell you, hey, just take it easy. It's not like you're working. You're almost on vacation. You're only working, when you're during the game. But so yeah,
do some traveling.
I'm sorry.
You got to do some traveling.
Yeah, it was amazing. We got to pick our road trip. So this traveling secretary, Doc Matai.
Doc Matai.
An old Italian guy, man, maybe 5 feet tall, but the scariest guy, one of the scariest, nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's like, hey, you bat boys, where do you want to go on the road trip? And we're like, road trip, really? Because we had not been. And so we picked the longest one of the year, and it was in the summer. I think it was June, and we flew to Montreal. We took the Padres set us on a trip with you remember it was a group of people, like they followed the Padres around. What the heck? They're like, they're just like
Padres.
They were a fan club that went around.
All I can think of is the Madres. That's the only one I can.
The Madres, but there was another little club. But they would fly. They pretty much just follow the Padres. Mostly retired people. They'd follow the Padres, and so they sent us on a separate road trip. They were headed. We had a day off. They were going to Philadelphia, so they sent us bat boys with a busload of old folks to Cooperstown.
Wow.
And so we got to go to Cooperstown. We stayed at the inn at Cooperstown, and man, just talk about magical. That place is a beautiful place, and just it gives me the chills just thinking about that trip. It was,
Sure.
It was amazing. But
yeah, so I've never been, but one day.
You gotta go, bro. But we went to Montreal, then we went on to Philadelphia, met some family there, New York, San Francisco, and then ended it in LA. So it was like a 16-day or 17-day road trip. It was amazing.
Is that during the school year?
It was when we got out, right in June, at the middle of June.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how exciting! So your classmates, were they enamored with this as well, or were they just kind of like whatever?
It was funny, It's like I found out at a young age that people pay attention to you when they think you're something else.
Yeah.
And I got super. Everybody wanted to talk about it then, but yeah, it was cool, man. I used to give tickets to friends. It's a good icebreaker with the gals, You could
sure.
You go to Parkway Plaza, and walk around. Tell them, hey, I got a couple tickets to the game. But yeah,
that's funny. That's great, man. And then you were even in a team photo, right?
Yeah, two team photos. That's actually superimposed. We weren't there.
No. Yeah, I know. Photoshop wasn't what it is today.
No, yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Man, some memories.
Oh, I know, man. We could go down the line. I could tell you about every one of those guys.
Chris Brown, Shane Mack, Marvell Wynn. Remember
Marvell
Wynn and Gwynn in the lineup? Wynn and Gwynn.
I got a Marvell Wynn story. He like 10 minutes before the game, he just looked over at me and just with his finger, hey, come here. I want cheeseburger, no lettuce, extra tomato. I'll be like, dude, it's like 10 minutes before the game. So I'd have to run, get in the elevator, go up, and here I am in my full uniform, waiting in line for a hamburger. For this
People
guy
looking at you like, what the hell? Are you like a super fan or what?
Yeah. And so I'm running back, and it's right around game time, and Whitey Wheelman. Do you remember Whitey Wheelman?
Yep.
The just Mr. Baseball, San Diego. But he was the he was like the cook and just the team philosopher, pretty much. But he come running. And he's like, "What are you doing, man? What do you got?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Marvell Wynn wants a hamburger again." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Give me that hamburger." And I was like, "No." He's like, "Give it to me." So I had to give it to him, and he just dumps a bunch of the super hot sauce on it. And I'm like, "No, I'm not taking it." He's like, "Take it back. You need to do what I tell you." He's like, "I'll get you fired." He's just messing with me. So I go back and take it to him. He's walking down the aisle, and I'm behind him, and Marvell Wynn starts eating the burger and just looks back at me and then chases me. And I'm running in. I go, "Whitey, what are you doing?" It was Whitey. Yeah.
Oh, he set you up.
Big time.
That's funny. That is funny. Were you in cleats? Did you wear cleats as a bat boy?
Yeah, we'd get dialed in. All the companies would come in. Their reps would come in, and we'd get cleats too. So we'd have 4 or 5 pairs of different things.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Man, I miss that stadium. I know I hold on to things that I shouldn't and whatever, and probably another old man comment, but
no,
I miss that stadium, running around the circular ramps and the lookouts and outfield, the square windows in the outfield.
Did you ever go to any of the Aztec games back when you were a kid, like from school? That we used to go, like for safety patrol, we'd go there.
No, they didn't do that for us.
Oh wow. Yeah, but
of course, I went to Catholic school. It was a little bit different.
Oh yeah, where'd you go?
St. Kieran's.
Okay, yeah, I went
right across from Greenfield, where you went.
Yeah, I went to Holy Trinity for a minute, and I told Mom this ain't working. I got to go back with the food.
You're too good for that.
No. Where were we going? Yeah, St. Kieran's. Mark Grant goes there, or he did. Yeah. Good dude.
Tremendous guy. What a gem, dude. Seriously.
He was actually on the team when I was there.
Yeah, with the brown uniforms. Yep.
Yeah.
Number 55, double nickels.
Yeah, he was the same guy, man, back then. Yeah, our kids kind of knew each other throughout junior high. It was really, really cool.
When I had this picture up, I couldn't help but think this kid looks like Mike Pagliarulo, if you remember him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my OCD starting to kick in. My ADHD starts kicking in about 15 to 20 minutes in, so that's what I'm doing right now. Sorry about that.
You got it too, bro.
We should just call this the ADHD podcast.
Why not? I'm all
over the place. Yeah. So you said you had a Kevin Mitchell story, right?
Well, Kevin Mitchell, that was another fun story. So I got hornswoggled. Is that a good word?
Absolutely.
To putting shaving cream in his helmet at batting practice. So, and it was Goose. I think it was Goose. Yeah, or was like Woodson or Goose. They're the ones that told me to do it, and so I was like, yeah, I'll do it, because Mitchell always gave me a hard time. And so it was batting practice one day, and I had his helmet. I specifically took his helmet and his gloves off the bench, and I squirted him. And then when he started coming towards for them, I kind of held it off to the side and just nonchalantly gave it to. He wasn't even paying attention. It just flops this thing, and shaving cream just all over his head. And he chased me all the way up the runway, and same thing. I was like, I'm gonna get you. I don't know when. It's coming though. And so I'm just afraid of him the rest of the season, because this is like May or June when I did this.
Yeah.
And so the whole season goes by, and this is in '87, and it's the last game, and I'm sitting in there like reading a Surfer magazine or something, my feet up, and he comes around the corner with a full thing of ice water right on top of it. But
you were kind of a problem, kind of a handful when you were younger.
It was.
More people were setting you up.
No, we had a blast there, man. It was. I could just go on and on and on about the stuff that we used to do.
You know, you're talking about this era right here. I just pulled this off my monitor. It's a 1988 All-Star ballot. Remember sitting in the stands? Well, I guess you were sitting in the
I sat in the stands.
dugout, but
I
remember punching these suckers out?
loved it.
Yeah, those were the days, man.
It was all Padres. I'd always put it, yeah, every Padre was going to be in there for me.
Uh, Remember Andy Strasburg? He gave this to me.
Oh man, what a guy! Yeah, that guy probably has one of the greatest baseball collections known to
And
man.
his memory recall is just phenomenal, man. I mean, he remembers every detail.
I used to be that way when I was younger. I knew everything about baseball, but as it went by, I haven't followed baseball as much. I'm still a fan, but yeah, I was a baseball nut.
Yeah. Well, it was different then. I mean, it wasn't so. Here we go again. It wasn't so commercialized. It was. I mean, yeah, it was to a certain degree, and maybe it's relative, but not nearly. There were no logos here and the Motorola patch here, and it was just simple. It was very simple.
That's you go right to Tony Gwynn. I mean, that was him.
Yeah.
The guy loved the game. It was amazing, and I was privileged enough. His locker was actually just right around the corner from mine. Like I could literally just lean over, and he was right there. And I would, we had a pretty cool relationship. Went out to dinner with him a few times on the road, where I just see him in the hotel. He's like, "Hey, let's grab a burger or whatever." And then I think I saw him probably 15 years later. I went down to get some stuff for an auction or something, and he's walking down the hallway and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Wes?" Like it was yesterday. And,
wow.
I swear I didn't leave my house for a week when he passed away. I was bummed.
Yeah, that. I mean, I know a lot of people say this, but how blessed are we to have his son on the air and just sounding just like him? It's kind of like we got a little piece, and we're blessed.
It is a treat. Yeah, I want to see Junior because I used to play catch with him. Sometimes Tony go, "Hey Wes, take care of Junior." I was like, "All right." So I just walk around, and he was all over the place, and I was just following him around. But one of these days, I'm going to run into him and say, "Hey, you don't know me, but
I used to throw with you." That's great, man.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get you in trouble here, but can you tell me? Visiting teams, can you tell me if there was ever a player that you had a problem with, or was just cantankerous, or do you have any good story of a visiting player that came through town?
Visiting, okay, I gotta think. I could do the Padres easily, but
well, I'm putting you on the spot. If you want to talk about a Padre, that's just fine also.
I don't know that I had that many interactions with enough of them, because I'm on the other side, with the Padres. Didn't really, Pete Rose is the guy that I actually had spent a lot of time with. When a lot of times when the visiting teams would come in, the Padres the players would request autographs from visiting guys. And so this one particular time, my boss was like, "Hey, take this down there. There's a few dozen balls and pictures, and have Rose sign it." And this is when he was player manager. And so I'm like, "Really?" And so I roll down there, and I go in the visitors. I talk to Mark Medford. I go, "Hey, where's Pete?" He's like, "Yeah, right there, manager's room." Knock on the door. He's like, "Come on in." And there he is, all Grecian formulaed out. He's got that bowl haircut with his T-shirt on. And, "Hey, what do you need, kid?" "Hey, I got to do this and that. You sign this?" "Yeah, no problem. Close the door. Have a seat." And we sat in there at least a half an hour and just talked about everything but baseball, really. He was talking about school and like, what do you do on your off time? "Oh, I like to surf." "Oh, man, I never do that." But yeah, I'll never forget that.
That's good to hear, man. I like that. He was interested in your interests.
Yeah,
cool.
Super guy. Super dude. I mean, that was my interaction with him anyway. A lot of people say otherwise.
You mentioned player manager. Wasn't that such a cool concept? I don't know if we'll ever see it again, but wasn't it so cool?
I say bring it back.
Yeah.
That'd
It
be cool.
takes a certain kind of mind to do something like that. I mean, who else could have done it? Probably Bruce Bochy. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach. Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying to think
saying.
of another heady player that might fit that. And I mean, what a talent to be able to be on the field but still managing. That's crazy.
That just that guy was living baseball. That's for sure. He knew everything about it.
Yeah, Charlie Hustle.
Yeah, but as
Well,
far as
yeah.
like people, like I say, I didn't have that daily interaction with those guys. A really
What about the
cool.
home team?
I'm sorry.
What about the home team then? Pick out a
Yeah,
player.
Greg Nettles was not a very nice man to me. I don't think he knew my name. He's probably one of the only people on the team didn't know my name. I was just Bat Boy, which I thought was terrible. But whatever. I was respectful. And Larry Boa. Oh boy,
Oh, I've heard some stories about him.
just an angry man. I hope he's better now. He caught one time the team was doing very bad. This is 87. Was he there in 86? And everybody's coming in all downtrodden, and he's like, "Close the door. I want anybody who's not an effing player out of this clubhouse." And I was in the bathroom, so I'm like, "Oh man!" And so boom, boom, all the doors close, everybody's quiet, and I'm stuck back there. And so I'm coming out, and he's like, "Hey, you, get the F out." I just went like snowblind. I was like, just ran out the door. But
Wow.
yeah, that was wild.
Man, you could have hung out in there and been a fly in the wall. That would have been fun.
Seriously, if I could go back. The Goose went crazy on. You remember Barry Lorge? He was a writer,
right? Yeah.
So Goose fouled a game one night, and he's in there, man, and pretty soon all the writers, Goose is getting changed and stuff. He's kind of throwing things, and all the writers are coming up, slowly, just inching, and they're surrounding his little locker. And Barry Lorge is like, "All right, Goose, what do you think? What happened out there tonight?" And he wipes his face with a towel, and he's like, "Barry, were you at the effing game? Did you watch the effing game? Get out of my face! All of you, get away from me!" And they all just scattered throughout the clubhouse. It was a sight.
That's funny because, then you think of these days with people like Trevor Hoffman, who's like, you know what? Taking it on the chin. Tomorrow's a different day. It's just amazing the characters that you have in sports, man. You go
boy.
from one degree to the other. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it's a psychological. Sitting as a bat boy, sitting there watching. At that age, you see all these crazy different personalities. It was an experience, boy.
So you're traveling. You went Philadelphia and such. Were you able to enjoy the food, the culture, and everything like that? Because as a fatty, I like to think about things like that, and I don't travel very much. So
yeah, big time.
All my athlete friends, Chargers, Padres, I like to ask them, what was it like? Going to different cities and trying their foods. You go up in Montreal and you got poutine. And then you go to Philadelphia, you got the cheesesteak.
Did it all, bro. We did it all. It was, yeah. So you got to figure it was 86 when we took this trip, and man, Miami Vice was hot, so I had my Vice gear on. We got down to the ballpark. We had a bus over to the airport. My grandparents came. I got to introduce them to John Kruk and a few other players. It was really cool. And we get on the plane. We level out. And I'm sitting between Ed Whitson and Goose Gossage. And we're like 3 rows back, charter plane, all Padres on the plane. And we're sitting there, and it's when the Walkmans were coming out and CD players. And so they're all plugged in, and they're like, "Hey, you want to check this out?" So, yeah. And Goose is like, you drink beer, kid? And I was 17. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll like a beer every once in a while, And so he's like, stewardess got us, drops a case of beer on my lap. And so we're drinking beer. I'm thinking, man, this is amazing. I'm here with this dude, it's amazing. And here comes my boss, Brian Perliman. And he's walking by. He's a littler guy. He was a bat boy, actually, prior to his job as the equipment manager. He was it's a kind of a story. Vic's dad retired, and then Brian Perliman took over in '86. So he did a double take and backs up, and he's like, "What in the hell are you doing?" And I go, he said, ask me if and he's like, whatever. And he throws an envelope on my lap. He's like, this is from the players. And I open it up. There's like $800 in there. And this is 1986. That's a lot of money back then,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I proceeded to start tipping beers. And you figure that was a 6 or 7 hour flight back there. And we get off, and I go, hey, Goose, I don't think I'm going to be able to carry my bags. He's like, don't worry, kid. We got people to do that for us. And I was like, sweet.
Damn, dude. Goose took you under his wing.
Oh, yeah. No, he gave me my nickname, actually, because I guess, I might as well tell it all, we were in Montreal, and Tim Flannery happened. It was the first day. We had a day off. Tim Flannery sees us wandering around, hey, what are you guys doing tonight? And we're like, we don't have any plan. He's like, well, come on down. We'll go get a beer. And at that time, it was 18 to drink in Montreal. And we just walked into a bar, and nobody carded us anything. And so Flan has a couple beers. He's like, all right, you guys, you have a good night. Be careful. You can see you at the park tomorrow. All right. And then I was a rookie drinker. I put back many Molsons that night, and pretty much was carried back to the hotel. And I remember laughing as they're pulling me along, and wake up in the morning. We're supposed to go on a trip for the Bat Boys only, all through Montreal to get a tour. Well, I wasn't going. I was way too hungover, and I missed that tour. But and then I got to the ballpark late, right before game time, and as soon as I bust in the door, Goose calls me. He's like, "Here he is. There's Sauce Man." So everybody called me Sauce. That was my nickname.
The bus a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, man! What a time, dude! Seriously, I'm not jealous, but I'm jealous.
No, I get it, man. I get it. No, it was amazing time for me. It's it's kind of crazy that was the best job I ever. The best job. Every job after that was like, whatever.
It's kind of hard to top that. I mean, yeah. I was a massive baseball fan, and boy, would I have loved to have that. My mom said that I would listen to the baseball game on the radio. I'd record it and I'd listen to it all over again that night, on my tape. And she had me in the junior Padres club, and I went down to where Bavacqua and Terry Kennedy dropped the ball from the skyscraper downtown, which was actually an Andy Strasburg production.
Wow. What year was that?
It had to be around 84. I mean, I remember the jerseys. Speaking of jerseys, you wanted me to show this picture.
Yeah.
I still have my 1984 jersey. And guess what? I can still wear it. But I probably shouldn't.
I love you, man. You have no shame.
I don't care anymore, dude. I've given up completely. I don't care.
That's epic.
Yeah, I got
You got brown and yellow socks too?
The what?
Were the socks matching too?
Oh yeah, dude. I remember that day, and the Padres hat up above there. You could tell it was the Home Federal giveaway Padres hat with the Taco Bell colored jersey there. But yeah, that was a legit jersey, I remember I took the tag off. It was sewn on down at the bottom of the jersey, and my mom yelled at me. I thought you removed tags. I didn't do it on purpose, but I got yelled at for that one. But yep, I can still wear it. Probably shouldn't, but I can.
That's good. So what's your first Padre memory, like, that you can recall as a young child? Like, what was your
I would probably have to say it was being the junior Padres, because I remember my mom took me down to the stadium, and it was when the East End was still open, and they had all the players lined up right there. I have the pictures on my computer here, but I can't pull them up at the moment. And I remember Garvey sitting there and Bochy sitting there, and I'm just going, wow, I get to meet all these cool people, and it was really neat, because I think it was my first interaction with major leaguers, and it was just super cool. And then I'm like, man, these guys are the coolest ever, and I'm like, they must be so cool. And then I met Bip Roberts, and he was a dick.
Oh no, really? That's a bummer, because he was super cool, man.
I guess, as they say, everybody has a bad day, and maybe I just caught him on a bad day.
No. Yeah, my buddy said the same thing about Rod Carew. He said he was a kid, and he was up in Anaheim, and he's like, Mr. Carew, can I have an autograph? And he said, beat it, kid. That's what he said to him.
Hey, I don't know. You just got to catch him on the right day. But yeah, that one wasn't a good one for me.
Steve Garvey would never turn a kid down, man. That was the first thing he would do. He'd walk down before, the game. He'd put his glove under his arm, and he'd just turn around and look up, and then he'd start signing. And he'd walk down and sign, and yeah, perfect gentleman, that guy.
Because he knew 40 years later he wanted your vote for senator. Hey, see what I did there? Just brought that right back in.
Yeah. His daughter is an announcer now, like a sports announcer now. Liv Garvey. Yeah, Liv Garvey.
What sport?
For everything. She's just kind of a sportscaster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she comes from a good lineage up there, I would say.
Steve Garvey was a bat boy, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was a bat boy for the Dodgers back in Vero Beach, I don't remember how he got the job, but you were going back to, you're asking me, how did you get the job? So a lot of kids would send letters in, why you want to be a bat boy. So a lot of it was who you know, and then some of it was, they would take the kids just letters, That's how they used to do it.
Huh. Yeah. I wonder how they do it these days.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Zero idea.
Yeah,
but now you got the balls that are out and left and right. I know Nina Detro did that for a while at the ballpark. But yeah, I don't know how it works these days.
I'm kind of a baseball purist. I like the old school thing where it was just the bat boys that did the job, Now it's just like they bring in everybody, it's just, I don't know. Here I go, sound like an old man again.
It's a marketing department these days. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the Pod Squad. No, I get it. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's not what here we go, more old man comments. It's not what it once was. Hey, get off my lawn.
Nah, still a great game.
No, we had a good era, man. We really did. We had a great era. And I still, every now and then on YouTube, I pull on This Week in Baseball with Mel Allen, and it just, the sounds, the music, it brings me back. I'm like, there I am again, and it brings me back. So it heals the wounds.
Yeah. Well, this time of year too, I can just bring back that smell of the grass and the sand, that ball hitting in batting practice and stuff. It was just an amazing thing to be able to go out there and shag balls, from your heroes.
Incredible. Yeah, you're just rubbing it in now is what you're doing. That's what I feel you. That's okay. You earned that right.
Yeah, I got to write these things down. We've been talking about getting old. I'm gonna start forgetting everything.
Yeah, I don't think you are. You're remembering this stuff quite crisply, and you're rubbing it in just as crisply too. But unless you got anything else, man, I think we're gonna wrap this. Oh wait, this is your show. I kind of forgot.
We could talk baseball forever.
I know, really, we could. We just need a little bit of.
But I got
anyway,
a couple. I got some good guests lined up. Upcoming weeks, I got a mycologist coming on. If you don't know, it's not the study of it's a study of mushrooms. But it's
I thought you said your proctologist is coming on. I was gonna, boy, I hope I don't have to put any pictures up.
That'll be the next show. But yeah, he's coming on. Going to talk gourmet mushrooms and just mushroom. This guy is a mushroom genius. And we have Jimmy Acosta coming on. He was third generation Z-Boy skateboarder back in the day, and talk his history. And yeah, I got a bunch of other guys coming up, and I'm just having a great time, and I'm stoked that Joe and I got this thing going.
I love it, man. Well, you're doing a great job. You're a natural, but you've been here before. You did the radio thing and whatnot, so you're a natural fit for this.
Thank you, man. We're doing what we love, and so are you.
Yeah, nice little hobby. But
sure.
I'll let you wrap up the show, and I'll get out of here. Say goodbye to your viewers, and we'll wrap it up.
All right, Joe. Thanks, and check out Joe's show too, Producer Joe.
Producer Joe Show. Check it out on YouTube. Make sure and smash that subscribe button, as the kids say. You can find Wes's shows there. SD Radio Joe, pretty much anywhere.
All right, brother. I'll just sign out right along with you. And thanks, guys, for tuning in. This is super fun. And we'll do it again next week. See you later.